What's up, guys? ABR Ops 19 back for another round of Formula 20 action, and tonight we are at Monaco for the famed Monaco Grand Prix. Man, this is a deadly track. It is not for the faint of heart, needless to say, and I feel like so far in F1 2020 is by far one of the more challenging tracks on the calendar, as it always is. But just the model this year seems to make it even more tricky than before. Looks like we have 18 drivers in the lobby tonight. That means we're going to get a nice spread of strategies in qualifying as well as the race. And yeah, I'm excited for this one. I think qualifying is going to be huge tonight around here. If you have the pace in qualifying, that's going to really boost your chances when it comes to the race. Obviously, track position is massive around here. Very little opportunity for overtaking, including the start-finish straight. Very short run between that final corner and the first turn. So really need to be on it tonight if you are trying to get some overtakes done if you don't qualify too well. But either way, I'm sure we're going to see a couple accidents, potentially some safety cars, and a couple retirements as well around the famed streets of Monaco. I'm really, really excited for this one tonight. Hopefully we get some good action as well. And it should be a very interesting 39 laps coming up as we get into the session here. Looks like dry weather for qualifying and potentially for the race as well. Would be surprised if it was any other way, but we'll have to wait and find out. Just taking a look here early. Looks like JDR, Andre, Cuthbert, and Exclusive Auto have all provisionally put on the mediums. No one coming out of the pit lane yet. There is an Alfa Romeo of, must be toneless, yes. Toneless on the outlap. Did really look good last week. We'll have to see what Toneless has in store for tonight. And let's get you guys a quick rundown of the standings as well. So through round one, Toneless Death took that win last week at Baku. That's what I'm talking about. The Alfa Romeo driver is going to look to repeat history here tonight. Hopefully something good on the table from Toneless. Leads the championship with 25 points. JDR took P2 last race. He has 18. Salty is third with 15 points. Logan is fourth with 12. Fausto fifth with 10. Shazam sixth with 8. Bayron seventh with 6. Andre eighth with 4. Donut in ninth with 2. And Mers in 10th with 1. Everyone else yet to get a point so far. And we had 6 DNFs last race as well. So another thing to keep in mind for tonight, I'm sure we're going to be seeing a couple DNFs as Toneless is already really throwing it around the streets here, trying to get the tires warmed up. Here we go. Toneless going to kick us off with the first qualifying lap of the evening. Monaco, a pretty short lap, looking for a qualifying time somewhere in the 109, 108 range. Let's see what the drivers have in terms of pace tonight. I'm sure the first lap will be more of a banker, if not anything else. Just get a time on the board tonight. I think that's going to play a huge factor, all things considered, as Toneless sets an 18.5 through Sector 1. Keep an eye on that split time as we get through qualifying here. 18.5 in Sector 1 from Toneless, and it looks pretty smooth. Runs a little bit deep there on the exit of the hairpin corner. Now coming through the middle of Sector 2, we have a yellow flag out there, and someone has gone off into the wall just out of turn 1. I can't see who that is, but potentially going to cause some traffic. Looks like a Williams. No juice in the chat tonight. Being vets today, I opted not to drive because I'm meeting with my boys to remember. Good luck all. Here to give you a view. Thank you very much, Mojuice, for turning in, my friend. Much appreciated. And Cuthbert, by the way, is out of qualifying. So it was Cuthbert as Toneless is up to the line here, and it is a 1:10.8 to kick things off. Not the best of lap times, but not the worst either. I'm sure we're going to see some slower times on the board. Is Donut out on a lap here? Let's see. Yes, he is. Ooh, big kick of oversteer. And whose front end plate was that? Someone just ahead. Kicking off some debris from the front of the car there. Not sure if that's going to affect Toneless's lap time at all, but Donut's lap time, but very interesting moment there. DJ saying fuel glitch on his end. 9+ laps in the tank. Very interesting. Donut, ooh, very close to the wall there. But then again, you have to be around the streets of Monaco if you want to put in a good lap time. Pretty much crucial to extract every ounce of the track that you possibly can, as he actually invalidates coming through the end of Sector 2 there. Biggies into the pits. Let's see who else is out there. Salt is on run for Team Haas. Big result from Salty last week, taking home P3 early on in the championship here. That's really going to boost the confidence as the season goes on. As Mers puts in a 1:10.7, sets the fastest lap so far. Veyron's got a 1:11.8 on the board. Andre, a slow 1:14 on the mediums there, but sure there's time to improve. Kidding does a 1:13.2 on the softs. Not quite towards the pace of that front pack. Potentially more in store. Salty does a 1:11.7 on the soft tires. Biden is taking it nice and easy through the hairpin here. AlphaTauri driver. Did he get into the points last week? Let's take a look again. Biden was P11 last week, unfortunately. This is a tricky corner here. You need to avoid that wall. Ooh, and he cuts the corner a tad in validation of the lap time. Let's see who else is out and going here, if anyone. Ooh, looks like Kidding is, but he's low on battery there. I don't think he's going to get a representative lap time in with that kind of ERS in store. Hayden is going to go for another run, looks like. Interesting. Let's hop on board with QJ, though. He's kicking off his lap now. And QJ did not get into the points last race. He also DNF'd for Racing Point. It was a tough week for them last week. Hopefully they get a little bit more luck here today, as there's a Renault just ahead. And here comes QJ through now. His teammate pulls on over for him. Again, Monaco is just one of those tracks. There is no space. Trying to get out of the way of someone, you're going to have to try harder than that. Interesting corner there for QJ. A couple mistakes on entry and exit as well. Going to cost him some lap time here for sure. Be careful to avoid that wall. You just got to sling the car through here at max speed. Brake as late as you can. Launch it over that apex. Does make contact with the wall. Car is intact though. Let's see what kind of lap time it is from QJ. His battery's gone now. He's going to get a nice tow off the Renault up to the line. And from QJ, it is going to be a 1:12.3. Slots into 5th place. And look at that. 7 minutes into qualifying, only 7 lap times on the board so far. Richard in the McLaren here. Don't know if we saw him last week. Don't see another McLaren on the board. Yeah, I don't think Richard was with us last week. I'm having a hard time differentiating between is Mo Juice on. I can't even tell. Sorry guys, a little bit colorblind over here, trying to figure out all the teams. But anyways, Richard's coming through Sector 3 now in the McLaren. Doesn't look like a particularly feisty lap time, but out of the final corner. Let's see what he does coming up to the line. And it's going to be in the 12s. It looks like a 12.1, yes. Slots in ahead of QJ for P5 there. And that was Logan LaFleur crossing the line. 1:11.5, so no one's really coming near that Mers Toneless Death range at the moment. Pretty wide gap between the rest of the field. Donut is on a run here for Team Mercedes. Apparently he's gone purple. Oh, and he gets some traffic on his lap, and there's a huge crash. And who was that he just made contact with? It was one of the Racing Points, and I believe it was QJ. Oh boy. Do we have a grid penalty in store for either QJ? He's got a warning. How about Donut? No penalty. Oof. That was an interesting moment there. Who else gets set a lap time? JDR. He's just kicking things off now in Sector 1, it looks like. Okay, clear in all sessions. I'm getting word now. Richard is subbing in for Mo Juice tonight on Team McLaren. Beastman is subbing in for Time Lord. And Fausto is subbing in for M3. Some quick updates on the field there for you guys. JDR now coming through into, once again, the very tricky chicane here. Throw the car through that corner. Well done there from JDR. Now he's going to lock up a little bit into the second to final corner. And now the final, and it's just the run up to the line from here. What is it going to be from the Haas driver on medium tires as well? He crosses the line, and it's a 10.7 from JDR on the mediums. What a lap time from the Haas driver. He mixes and matches there with Thomas and Mers. Splits the two of them by about a half a tenth. And on the mediums as well. What a lap time. Moving down the board here. I think Exclusive's heading into the pit lane. Yes, he is. Outlap from Lukey Ace. He's getting the tires warmed up. Is anybody on a lap? Ooh, Mers is. Pole sitter currently with a 10.7 on the board. Start looking at the Delta split times as he comes through Sector 2 now. That's pretty well hooked up through there. He's 2/10 up right now. Coming into Sector 3. A little bit of contact there with the wall on entry. No harm, no foul. Final couple of corners. Now for Mers. Let's see if he can hold pole position. Potentially extend that gap. And up to the line for Mers. And it's going to be a 1:10.5. So he just matches his time basically there in Sector 3. Proves about 2/10 up the board. It's a nice quarter of a second gap between him and JD for now. Everyone on outlaps here. Lukey Ace, though, he is going. You know, he was about to start a lap right when we hopped on board there with our pole sitter. Now Lukey's coming under the tunnel section. Down into the chicane. Let's see what Lukey has in store for us. Oh, and he's clipped the wall. And Lukey is around. He's clipped the wall the Alfa Romeo has. Sorry, the AlphaTauri. Just a complete loss of control on the car there. He's not going to be thrilled with that one. Only 650 remains here, so probably only one more run in store if he's lucky. Donut has done an 18.4 in Sector 1. Pretty good lap in store for him if he can continue to improve. According to this, he's purple in Sector 1. Not sure if that's accurate, but Mojuice in the chat saying, watch out for Luciano. He can easily hit a 108 here. And yeah, Jay's on an outlap right now. We will check back in with him as soon as we can. Red Bull looks like he's about to cross the line to start his lap. And there he goes. Catch him with Jay momentarily. Did he just slow down, though? Started his lap. No, he's still going. Alright, still on board here with Donut. He's now purple in Sector 2 as well. Oh, and he's getting traffic now from the racing point. He does get out of the way. There's a little kick of oversteer. That's still probably going to cost him a little bit of lap time. And on exit as well, not the best, but Donut now coming up to the line. It is going to be a 1:10.576. He almost matches his teammate. Now it's looking good for Mercedes. Here's Luciano in the Red Bull now. In Sector 2 as well, coming under the tunnel. Section now for Luciano. He's gone purple in Sector 2. A quick flash there on the screen. Let's see if he hooks it up. It looks really good so far from Jay Luciano. And now coming out of the final corner to run to the start-finish line. What's it going to be from Jay Luciano? It is a 1:09.6, and he breaks into the sub-110s and pulls out a good 8.5 tenths gap back to Mers. What a lap time from Jay Luciano, and I'm sure he's got more in there if he really wants to find it. Pasto coming through Casino now. And coming up to the Grand Hotel hairpin. Very tricky corner here. This can be a lot of time lost or gained, honestly. You run too deep. If you don't lock the full steering lock there, you're not going to quite get the extra rotation that you're looking for. That's going to cost you a few tenths. And Jaden Posey saying no, he doesn't think Jay Luciano can do a 108. Yeah, TT is a tad different than qualifying, to be honest with you guys. I'd say in TT, you're not worried about the tires. You're just worried about throwing in the maximum lap time possible. Don't really have to be concerned with hitting the wall or anything. You can always just hit the restart button. You can't when there's damage on. So I'm sure Jay's going to be taking a slightly more cautious approach to this one, as Fausto clears himself up into P10 right now with a 1:11.1 dead. And I think just Andre's on a lap at the moment, but he is invalidated. So let's check our outlap boys here. That's Kidding Medusa around the final corner. He is next up to set a lap in the Ferrari. And just checking in on Kidding's result from last week, he did also miss out on the points at Baku and look for a stronger performance today at Monaco. Yep, through Casino now on the twist and turn run down to the hairpin ahead. Let's see what he has in store for us. He's invalidated already. Interesting. Anyone else on a lap here? Luki Ace is on an outlap. Let's check. Everyone's on outlaps. Renault of Exclusive Auto should be up next. See if he can get close to matching his teammate. Fausto last week picked up a really solid 10 points around Baku. I'm sure he's going to want to add to that early season points total. He's 2/10 up on the Delta so far. But again, very tricky to hook up a lap round here. You have to be so committed, and that just takes a whole nother level of confidence just to be able to go right up to the bare edge against the wall, not to take off your front end plate, and not destroy both your qualifying lap or potentially your race laps as well. That's something to keep an eye out for today. I'm guessing we're going to see a couple of DNFs, potentially just some front wings going flying, and that's going to add some drama and some flair to the finishing order today. Now coming through the final sector for Exclusive Auto. Low on ERS. Is he going to finish the lap? Yes, he is. That's the line for Exclusive Auto. What is it going to be? And it's an improvement, but only up to P13, a 12.1 from the Renault driver there. UJ's on a lap. Mers is as well, by the way. Someone to keep an eye on there. Mers looking to improve. We get closer to Jay right now. Well, that's probably easier said than done. Luciano's now heading out of the pit lane. He's going to get one final run in. Don't know if he needs it, but it is there for the taking for him. Ooh, tough corner there. QJ didn't look quickest through there for sure. Let's see what he can do through the pool section now. He's 4/10 up on the Delta. That just ooh, and he's invalidated, gone right over the curb there, trying to gain some lap time. Salty's back out there for Team Haas again. And let's check in on Mers momentarily. Our potential, ooh, he's invalidated the lap time. He's going to go again, it looks like. Hayden is on his, it would be his final run, it looks like. Is he missing an end plate? No, he's not. Front wing's intact. Beastman we haven't caught up with much yet during this qualifying. He is on a run, it looks like. Oh, no, maybe not on a run. Tough to tell. Richard clips the wall a tad there. Let's go. Oh, he was in sector 2. Is that accurate? I wonder if that is. Be a hell of a lap time in store for Richard here, if that's the case. And a couple guys crossing the line now. All done with qualifying. Richard's up to the line. It's going to be P9 for Richard. Salty was able to improve, but only slightly. QJ is invalid, so he's done from this one. Veyron is just a 10th up on the Delta right now. How about Pyden? He's coming through the... Ooh, no, he's going into the pits there. Mers is invalid. How about Jay Luciano, though? He's matching the Delta, it looks like. Check in with JD momentarily. He's up. Oh, he's 7/10 up. JD's looking like he could get a good lap in here. He's got to really send it in these final corners. as he does there. Oh, and he's going to back off and go into the pits. JD's qualifying's over, which means Luciano's going to take pole here. Let's see what he wraps up qualifying with. He's going purple again. And up to the line for Jay Luciano in the Red Bull. It is going to be a 1:09.1. Just missing out on a 1:08 there, but a nice lap time from Jay Luciano. He's going to be really pleased with that. And just look at the gap between him and Mers. It's 1.3 seconds back to P2. Something tells me we might see a little bit of Red Bull dominance around the streets of Monaco today. And that is going to do it for qualifying, guys. There's your result from qualifying. The final rundown, Luciano takes pole with a 1:09.1, 1.3 seconds back to Mers and his teammates. Mers and Donut, really good qualifying result for Mercedes here. Pyden lines up fourth for AlphaTauri, the 1:10.6. JDR did stick with his medium lap time, so that was something to keep in mind as well. I forgot that he had gone on mediums. He is going to start P5, and then down the order from there, you have Veyron, Toneless Death, Beastman, Andre, and Richard all in the top 10. We'll get an idea of what the guys running in the back of the field are going to want to start on in terms of tires. I would definitely recommend starting on the mediums if possible. If you're close to the top 10, you can go for softs, but remember, you're just going to be sitting in a train around here for the most part. There will be some overtaking opportunities, especially with crashes and guys making mistakes, but they're going to be few and far between, in my opinion. Moju's hyped up for the McLaren boys. Let's see what they have in store tonight in terms of pace around the streets of Monaco. So yeah, there's really a few ways you could play this in terms of strategy. Soft to hard is an option. Medium to hard is definitely an option. You can do the two-stop. And if you're going to sit in the middle of the pack, to be honest with you, it's not the worst call to do so. Does gain you some advantage in terms of not dealing with the dirty air and also just some clear track ahead of you, so you don't have to be too worried about who is doing what where around the track. You're going to have some free space to get moving on your own. And now the driver's readying up and heading on to the grid for the start of the formation lap. Let's get the details pulled up for you here, tire-wise especially. All right, so running down the grid order here real quick. Jay Luciano sitting on pole for this one. Really good lap time from him. He's got Mers lining up on the first row alongside him. Donut starts P3 with Pyden P4. JDR is going to start P5 tonight with Veyron alongside him on the third row in P6. Toneless Death, after a really good performance at Baku, probably not going to be thrilled to be starting P7, but plenty of opportunities to make up time in the race. Beastman starts P8 alongside him. Andre starts P9 with Richard rounding out the top 10. And then you have Logan on mediums. He starts P11. Fausto's going for the hard tires in the Renault. He's in P12. I would be very interested to see how Fausto gets on early here. Hard tires are really tough to get going around Monaco, especially on heavy fuel. Salty starts P13 on the mediums. Lukey A starts P14 on the mediums. Exclusive Auto in the Renault P15 on the mediums as well. QJ P16 on the mediums. Kidding Medusa P17 on the mediums. And rounding out the grid order is Cuthbert for Team Williams, also on the mediums. So, apart from JD, everyone has opted outside the top 10 for mediums. Everyone else on the softs to start this one. And that seems to be a big trending theme this year. Everyone seems to need softs to get into get into the top 10. And everyone outside the top 10 always seems to want to start on something other than softs, going for the reverse, or just a more comfortable strategy in this case. And look how far behind Cuthbert is compared to Luciano. I mean, tires are definitely going to cool off at the start of the grid there. Jay's already lined back up, and Cuthbert is not even around the second to final corner. He's just come into sector 3. He's taking his sweet time here, making sure his tires are ready to go at the start of this one. We are going to settle in now for a comfortable 39 laps around Monaco. Guys, if you can, make sure you hit the follow button if you're just tuning in with us, and share it out with your friends, family, anybody you think might want to tune in for this one. It's much appreciated on my end. The more viewership, the more happy I am in the booth. But here we go for the start of the Monaco Grand Prix. We have 5 lights, and we are away for this famed Grand Prix, and it's a good launch from Jay Luciano. I don't think anyone's going to make a move on him into turn 1. The Mercedes collide quickly there. And is anyone going to get caught up in the backfield through turn 1? Doesn't look like it so far. A couple cars going side by side here, just trying to catch all the action. See if we see anybody making mistakes, and so far they're all pretty clean. And this is one where you don't want early damage. You just want to settle into the race. Oh, and there's some collisions. Yeah, and that's a Renault who just got caught up in that. And Cuthbert's had to stop dead as well. That's exclusive auto. Just had a moment there. We have a yellow flag, but no safety car. We're looking pretty good so far. Luciano's gap is about half a tenth. Hasn't changed though. It looks like he's further ahead than that. Juice. Not gonna lie, but it feels like I'm watching an esports event. Great job commentating. Much appreciated, my friend. I really do appreciate you guys giving me the love and support as always. Jay's lap time, 17.6, gives him the quickest so far. Obviously started on pole, so that's gonna be the case. Man, he's already pulled out a 1.8 second gap. And Donut's pulled out one on his teammate as well, 1.5. The rest of the field is pretty bunched up here, as we can see. Sometimes Monaco feels a little bit more like hot lapping than it does a race, because it's really not the best overtaking course on the calendar. As a matter of fact, I'd say it's probably the least likely overtaking circuit on the calendar. And there's your predicted pit stop strategy. You can see it says soft to mediums is possible here. I think that's a stretch in some cases, but maybe we'll see someone go for that strategy. Jay's lap time and lead is just pulling away from the field here. 2.5 seconds in the bag so far. And I gotta be honest with you, I mean, I don't see this particularly being a race without a safety car, so as much as Jay wants to push now, I'm not sure it will matter too much later on, but we'll wait and see. DRS is now enabled. They're spreading out just a tad. We have some gaps between Veyron and Hyde in there. Richard's leading around a group 2.5 seconds behind Andre. So Andre's comfy in the top 10 right now. He's got a little bit of a gap, does the Red Bull, 1.8 seconds. Pyden gets by JDR there. I think that's just JD's mediums not quite being the dominant tire yet, and this one should kick in about 5 laps time, I would say, where the mediums really start to hold more pace over the softs. Monaco, as we've kind of gone through, the tire is not actually horrible. It's a lot of low-speed corners, nothing really too demanding on the tires, apart from a few turns in Sector 1, and then coming out of this corner right here. That's really it. I mean, even this chicane here, it's not too bad on the tires. I'm careful there. Gotta be careful, Pyden. Don't want to make contact with the wall. Sitting pretty now is the AlphaTauri driver. Let's pull up the position changes so far, and it's just one position swap. Donut and Mers have swapped. I want to see if Mers has front wing damage. That's something to keep in mind, as Mers has let Pyden on through. That would suggest the Mercedes. No, he doesn't. It's not off to the hottest of starts here for Mers. After a good qualifying, not looking like he's holding the race pace at the moment. Pyden's now up 1 as well as Donut. Mers is down 2. JD's right where he started. QJ's up a couple spots in the back of the field, and Luke Ace is our big loser so far. He's made a pit stop and is down in 18th with a 20-second gap to now make up to the rest of the field. Yeah, I'm wondering if Lukey went in early for the hard tires, just wanted to make a pit stop there, go for a change of strategies. Let's check here, is he on the hards? Whoops, that's the wrong one. Yeah, he is on the hard tires. There's a possibility in there. That could be a really good sneaky strategy for Lukey Ace. He's the only one that's opted to pit on the early first couple of laps here. I'm actually surprised more people haven't gone for that. Richard, 3-second penalty for corner cutting. You can see Jay's lead is growing rapidly here. It's up to 4.6 seconds now. Donut's pulling out a nice gap still on Pyden 2.5. Mers is falling off the back of P3 as well. That's a 2.6 second gap, it looks like. Beastman's gotten past Thomas there. Thomas make a mistake. Must have. Maybe a kick and oversteer coming out of the chicane. He's given up P7 to Beastman. He's looking good as a reserve so far. QJ picks up 3 seconds of penalties there. Mers and JD going side by side. And this is what I was talking about. The mediums are going to start to take over. And yeah, Mers, not much he can do. JD is through up into P4 and now has plenty of fresh air to get a move on here. So Mers down 3 spots to start this one. You can see he's already kind of losing ground here on JD ahead. So the medium's clearly not the worst choice there from JD. Exclusive autos picked up 3 seconds of time penalties now. Crazy to think we're already on lap 7. Jay's lead is pretty comfortable at 6.6. He's not pushing too hard at this point, it looks like, just trying to maintain the car and the tires for as long as he can. Probably wants to stretch those onto a medium stint. I'd say, man, you're probably going to have to do near about 26 laps on mediums if you stick them on. It should last. It's probably the best strategy call. You can make it stick, but that's definitely a stretch in my book. Anyways, Mers is carrying around Veyron and Beastman here. Tomeless has his own kind of space around track. He's now caught up to these guys actually through the hairpin there. And then you got Andre who's off on his own in P9. Richard's got a whole group of guys behind him. That's Logan, Apex Fausto, Salty, all in the mix for the last point on the board. It will be a penalties-based thing here if I had to guess. Logan is right up alongside Richard. And he's braking quite early, doesn't want to get anywhere near that McLaren coming into the braking zone. Try to get a good launch off the corner there. I don't think it's going to do him too many favors as, ooh, the McLaren's made contact with the wall. Doesn't get wing damage, that's lucky for Richard there to keep everything intact. But look at this group just rifling through Sector 3. They're so close, nearly pushing each other through the corner. And there goes Richard into the pit lane. Or swap onto what I would guess would be hard tires. We'll have to wait and see. Veyron is right there right now on Mers. Look at this, right up the tail of him in Sector 1. let's just check in with our leader here. He's crossing the start-finish line for the beginning of lap 9 now. 8.5 second advantage. Donut is kind of losing a little bit of ground. Pyden's making up some. 1.8 seconds is the gap from Pyden up to Donut there. And we got JDR, whose mediums are now taking over in terms of pace. He's making up plenty of ground. He's 1.4 behind Pyden, so we could see a switch in the podium places here. Veyron's picked up 3 seconds for corner cutting, and he is just behind Mers. He's got Beastman and Toneless tucked right up behind him in the battle for P5, it looks like. So these 4 guys are scrapping it out for some hefty points on the board still. Andre's now got Logan for company in P10. Couple of guys there as well. That's Salty and Fausto. And a little bit of a joust in P11 and P12. Pyden's picked up 3 seconds for multiple track limit warnings. Oh, and what's that? Beastman going slow. He's made some sort of error. He's dropped down to P10 now. Salty going to go for the move. It doesn't look like it. Mers has picked up 3 seconds. Salty is missing an end plate. Oh, the Racing Point is missing a huge chunk of that end plate. Possibly even a little bit more wing than anticipated. See if Beastman opts to pit here. He's got to get up the softs anyways. Yeah, he's going to go into the pits, as is Mers and Logan. JD has now caught up to the back of Pyden as well. I think JD's tires are just in a better state. And look at this, Pyden's caught up to the back of Donut now. Jay's lead is up to 10 seconds. 10 seconds advantage for Jay Luciano. That's just a class of his own right now. And making it look easy from the start. Pulled out a nice 1 second plus gap on lap 1. Didn't have to worry about the DRS, and ever since then, he's just been putting in lap after lap here. Don't need to make anything too difficult on yourself. No mistakes. And extra good from Jay Luciano after a really unfortunate twist of events last week for him at Baku. Was running well, and then some late drama caused a unfortunate end to his race. As Donuts now hopped into the pit lane. Let's see if JD's going to go for the move here. He's tucked up in the DRS, but not enough space there to get it done on this occasion. Couple guys in the pits as well. Veyron and Andre now making a little bit of a pit stop. Salty is managed to get on by Donut, I think, under his own power there. Was that potentially... Nope, that's Donut's pit stop. Just comes out behind Salty. This is really going to... See, this is the issue with Monaco now. He's got the tire disadvantage, and I don't know if he's going to be able to make the move on Salty anytime soon. The start-finish straight's really the only place to go for it. And Salty has wing damage as well, so he's going to have to nail it as we have a car off. Is that... It's a Haas. Is that JDR? No, it's, yeah, it was JDR. He's made a mistake somewhere. He still has his front wing intact, but he must have clipped the wall at some point. He's going a little bit slowly at the moment. He's going to head into the pits, as JD. Pyden's in as well, as is Luciano, who's now back out on track. Jay with basically a full pit stop in hand there on the rest of the field. It's quite impressive. That's going to move Salty up into P2 now. Get some company tucked up behind him, and ooh, on exit here. That was interesting. Scusavato's picked up 3 seconds. Getting the deuces right behind him. Four-man battle for the podium. As it stands, Salty's in P2, Donut P3, Pyden P4, Fausto P5, all in this train. Trying to get on the the top step here at Monaco. Champagne probably never tasting so sweet after a Grand Prix. I mean, look at the work that these guys have to put in. Just going through blind corners and tunnels, downhill, chicane braking zones, and a whole pool section where I would be extremely distracted by both the pool and the yachts on the left side there. Plenty of spectators looking on as well. See, Pyden's really, he is pushing Donut through some of these corners at the moment. You can tell the pace difference between the mediums and the hards. Just doing his best to keep things calm in the pocket. Beastman's gotten past Logan, it looks like, and QJ now. And was that on the start-finish straight? That's pretty impressive if that was the case. Fausto's dropped out of this battle for the time being. He's now 2 seconds behind, now closing up again. And I'd imagine with Salty kind of under some interesting conditions here, there's going to be a line forming behind him momentarily. Fausto should be in that mix. Missing an end plate though. Exclusive Auto's there, his teammate right behind is Kitty Medusa in P7 Mers. He's got a battle going with Tomas Death for P8 and P9. JDR now back out on what tires did he go for? It must be the hards. Yes, it is. He is in P10. Luciano's done a 12.3 on the mediums. Very good lap time from Jay. Beastman's made up another position into P13, so he's looking pretty good. Mers picks up 3 seconds of penalties there. Not going to help Mers' end race result. Look at how close these guys are up front right now. Oh, and then Mercedes going to try to go alongside. That's Donut trying to make a move on Salty, but Salty covers it off nicely there. Not much Donut could do. You can see just how slidey these hard tires are. I know they're probably the right choice. Salty's back tire just clips the wall there. No harm, no foul. But, yeah, this is going to make things extra tricky for Donut. He just wants to try to get past Salty ASAP. Now, granted, Jay Luciano has pretty much run away with this one already. He's got a full pit stop, I would say, almost in hand between himself and the rest of the field. He's just crossed the line for the start of lap 15 now. Salty just doesn't quite have the pace with the wing damage, and that's no surprise. The mediums are also, well, they're probably not too worn, but they're not fresh, they're not brand new. Something to keep in mind as well. Donut's going to try to make up some ground here, but not quite close enough. You got to be right behind the guy ahead of you when you go for that move. On the start-finish straight, not close enough on this occasion. Checking in with the remainder of the field. Kidding is just behind Exclusive Auto, it looks like. Yep. Thomas is coming up quick behind. He's now braking right into that 1 second barrier. Ooh, we have yellow flag, sector 1. And who's that that's gone off? It's Cuthbert directly into the wall in turn 1. No safety car, surprisingly. And Logan LaFleur is in the pit lane. What looks like a new fresh set of tires. That's Luciano, by the way, coming around that final corner. The 22-second advantage now on the field. It's not even looking that close. Salty's made a mistake, a huge mistake, and that's let Donut and Pyden both go on through. And now Salty has no front right or left end plates to work with, and now if you're Salty, you got to go into the pits, put on hard tires, and just start crossing your fingers, my friend. Aaron's gotten 3 seconds there for multiple warnings. Jay's lead is just immense at this point. Thomas has gotten past Kitty Medusa. I'm not sure if Kitty had a mistake there. Where is Salty going to rejoin? Oh, he's putting on. Oh, he's dropping way down. Salty. Mers is right on the tail of Kitty Medusa right now, though. He wants to get this move done, but again, hot through Casino. There's no way you're going to get a move done through there unless you're going to risk both your race and the other drivers, and this is holding JD up quite a bit. JD wants to get a move on. Look at that, he's missing. Oh no, he's got both of his end plates. That was just a shadow there. JD needs to try to figure out a way to get by these guys, and there's just very little opportunity to do so. Pyden is right there with Donut, and that's the mediums versus the hards right now. Pyden still has that superior pace comparative to the hard tires that Donut has on. Let's see if he decides to go for a move here. He's so close. It would make me think that this could be a time for the AlphaTauri to go for the move. He's right on the tail of him coming out of the corner, but I don't even think he's going to be close enough. You can see he's gaining, but not enough into turn one. Thomas, he's trying to make the move on the Renault. They're side by side coming into the hairpin, and he's going to let the Renault go ahead there. He doesn't want to fight him too much. Nice attempt though from Thomas, and look at this line that's formed up. This pack right here, Thomas, Kidding, Mers, JD, Veyron, all in a line together. Getting really feisty in the midfield here. I don't think anybody's going to be able to make a move, but look at this line that's formed between Exclusive Auto, Kidding, Mers, JD, Veyron, and Beastman. So the battle for P6 rests right here between all of these drivers, and it goes all the way down to P11. Now granted, Richard's pretty far behind, so I don't think anyone's going to make up that kind of ground. Jay Luciano, I mean, you could go for whatever strategy you want at this point. 29 seconds advantage. He has lapped a couple of drivers at this point, and you can see him there. He's out in sector one. He's just gone through the hairpin. Exclusive Auto has gone into the pit lane, it looks like. Wants to slap on a fresh pair of tires, get out of the train that he was leading there. And now this leaves the battle in the hands of Kidding Medusa. He's getting serious pressure for Mers, JD, Veyron, Beastman. Look at this line of guys. Wonder now. Oh, and there's a mistake there from the Haas of JDR. And, oh, we're going to go 3 wide, it looks like, into turn 1. the Racing Point going to go around the outside? Yes, he is. Beastman slides up into P7, so it costs JD a position. He's fighting back with everything he can, but there's no room to make a move here. Mers did not get the move done on Kitty as well as he's made contact with the wall. Coming out of the casino there. Oh, and Mers, that is going to put a huge damper on his race. He's going to now try to go around the inside of the Ferrari. There's no space to make the move there as well. Mers is not going to be thrilled with that one. I think he just pushed a little bit too hard coming through there. As Kitty was backing off, we have a yellow flag in sector 3. UJ picks up a 3-second time penalty. Yeah, Mers going to dive into the pits, as is Kidding. That gives JD the advantage here. So now this battle's broken up, actually. And, ooh, Beastman. Beastman's made a mistake as well. He's dropped down the field. He's in the pits. Salty's going to get promoted back well into the points here, it looks like. And yeah, no fight out of the pit lane there. Salty is well in on a good P8 performance here. He can just keep it together now. Veyron is close up behind JDR for P5. They're still battling it out. Hayden is still all over the back of Donut. This has been an ongoing battle between these two for quite a few laps now. I would imagine Hayden's going to try to get the move done as many times as he can in that start-finish straight, but it's going to take some sort of error, I would say, from Donut for Hayden to really capitalize, get into some fresh air. Remember, Hayden's yet to pit as well. He is right there this time. He's going to look to the outside line for turn 1. Can he hold it? Oh, and he turns in a little bit early. Mercedes and Alpha make contact there. And Donut's got to hold P2 for this occasion. Hayden slides back in to his P3 podium position. Veyron's not close enough to make a move either on this occasion. Now the field's spreading out a tad. But I would imagine Mers, who's just come out on medium tires, Mers is going to be making up some ground. I think he'll get the move done here on Exclusive Auto relatively easily, if I had to guess. Then he's got Kidding ahead for P10. Let's see if he goes for it here. Kidding does not, Exclusive Auto does not have DRS. He's close, but again, I don't think he's close enough. Diz does get by Exclusive Auto. He's now cleared the gap pretty nicely. He's got to get through Kidding now, if he can. The rest of the field, Hayden's still trying to hunt down Donut here. And look at Luciano's. Man, he is on the tail of the battle between Fausto and Salty. That is how far ahead this man is. He's almost lapped. He's lapped over half the field at this point, as Mers does get the move done on Kidding Medusa. And he's back up into P10. And now some work to do to catch up to P9 and above. Veyron's just trying to hold on here to the back of JDR. It's not working too well to his advantage at the moment. So yeah, things quieting down now. Field's starting to spread out a tad. Let's just check in with everybody else as it stands. Mers is in P10. He's got some ground to make up. He's cleared a nice gap on Kitty Medusa since overtaking him on the previous lap. Kidding's in P11. Exclusive Autos P12. Beastman, after that, what was looking like a great comeback drive, is sitting in P13. Logan, P14. QJ, P15. Cuthbert, P16, who's going toe-to-toe with Richard. Richard's just bullying his way on through there. I would imagine that that's going to be looked at in the steward's booth, regardless of finishing position. That was it's a little bit forceful there from Richard. That's not what we want to see from our drivers here in Formula 20. It is what it is. Lukey Ace, don't think he made the hard tire strategy work. He's sitting down in P18 at the moment. Look at Jay Luciano's advantage right now. 40 seconds, 41 seconds in the lead. Man, you could put it in AI for the rest of the race, and I don't think you get overtaken at this point. This is just masterclass. And look, his teammate, that's P7. He has just lapped literally 11 drivers in the field now. What a performance so far from Jay Luciano. Pyden's still not close enough to make the move. Veyron is not close enough either. At least at the moment he's not. He's got to try to get it off that final corner, but you can see it's just so tricky. If the guy ahead of you doesn't get a bad exit, it's really hard to get the overtake done into turn 1. Fausto's sitting up on the back of Andre. What's happened to Andre here? No, he's back. Not close enough for Fausto on this occasion. Beastman is right there, actually. He could make a move on Kitty Medusa here. Let's see if he goes for it. And take the nice wide line into turn 1. Yeah, he's got a good exit here. Hitting not so much. He's going to let him on through into P11. Now it's a healthy 8.3 seconds to make up. Fausto going to make a move this time on Andre. Again, don't think he's close enough. Salty's entered the mix, though. He's got Mers for company now as well. So Mers has made up that 8-second gap that we were talking about earlier. And now we have a pretty tight battle, actually, between P7 down to P10 in terms of trying to get some extra points on the board here. 7th is 6 points for that guy. 10th is 1. So you're going to want to make up some spots here if you can. How's Pyden doing in his battle with Donut? He's pretty quiet on that front right now as well. And has everyone made a pit stop? I'm not sure. Yes, everyone has made their pit stop. Okay, so I was wrong about Pyden. He does not have to pit again. Question is, can he get the move done? Can he get the move done on Donut and slide himself into P2? It's not really going to matter. It's literally just a race for P2 at this point. I mean, look at the gap to P1, 46.8 seconds. I mean, this is pure masterclass by the Red Bull. Actually, where even is he? He is almost lapped. He's coming up to the back of that. Well, who is he coming up to the back of? It looks like it could be Mercedes now. Can't see there. He's coming up to the back of Lukey Ace. He's going to double lap Lukey Ace, it looks like. He's somewhere between, looks like Andre and Veyron. There's another 3-second time penalty there. Not going to add to his cause tonight. Luciano's going to come around this corner, start lap 30 of the Grand Prix. And it's been a long one so far. If you joined us for the whole thing, it's much appreciated as always. Fausto's right there, but not close enough to get past Andre into turn 1. Ace is retired in Sector 3. There's a yellow flag, and are we going to get a safety car? I don't believe so. Would have come out by now. Fausto is really looking to get this move done. He's now got Salty right up behind him with Mers as well still. Kind of all reconjoined. Look at how tight this group is in the battle for P7. Hiding still. He's just cruising along behind Donut here. I don't know if he's waiting for a specific moment or if he just can't seem to get the launch off in the final corner. Oh, now this could be the chance. He is right there this time. 2/10 is the gap. 1/10. Yeah, still not close enough. Veyron's picked up 3 seconds for multiple warnings. I think that might be his second so far. Biden is he's just stuck behind the Mercedes. Andre's leading around this group. They've got almost a pit stop ahead to Veyron. Yellow flag, Sector 2. And who's that that's gone off? It's a McLaren. And I believe that might be Richard. And I hate to say it, but potentially a little bit of karma for forcing his way through. Couple laps before, he's now got front wing damage back into the pits for Richard. Veyron's got a 2-second gap to JD. That's a racing point front wing there, I saw. Ooh, who's that just came out of the pit lane? That was awfully close. That looks like... Oh, that's the McLaren teammate, Richard. Costa looking for it again. It's not there. Salty's holding off Mers right now. Man, I don't think if you were Mers, this is how you anticipated this race going. After a pretty good qualifying starting P2, you would have imagined it'd be somewhere between Jay Luciano and the rest of the field. No, instead, Mers sitting in P10. His teammate, though, has made it work so far. Donut still holding off Pyden for P2. Some Mercedes still in for some good points here if all goes well. But again, I don't think that's what was... Ooh, and we have another yellow flag. Who's that? That's Richard that's gone off again. Richard with another mistake. And now Beastman's joining the conversation here. We're going to have a 5-way tilt between P7 and P11. Serious points up for grabs here. I want to make sure you can make this one count. Only 5 laps to go now with Jay Luciano crossing the start-finish line. Man, his gap is just immense. It is a full 55 seconds. So when we get to the end of this one, normally when there's a glitch, you end up seeing someone at the top of the leaderboard well ahead of the field. This one is not a glitch. This is purely class driving by Jay Luciano. And I mean, man, the championship could be his for the taking after this race. I don't want to say it's a humiliation by any standards, but no one seems to be in the same class, let alone answering the call around Monaco. And that could be a sign for things to come as well. Oh, we do have a safety car, and it's QJ who's gone out. Oh, on lap 34. Jay's going to dive into the pits for fresh, soft tires. I mean, it won't matter. He's so far ahead, but that's just his gap just gone now. And you know what the crazy part is? He's so far ahead. I'm wondering if the safety car will even be able to stay out until the end. That's the Mercedes of Mers that's just gone past Jay Luciano, by the way. That's the P9 Mercedes, not Donut. Crazy end to this one, or at least it's gonna be. Cannot believe that after all of this time racing, we now get a safety car on lap 35 of 39. Nothing before then, no VSC, no safety car, nothing. And now we are going to go into the final couple of laps with the field bunched back up. Now time penalties are going to play a factor, and speaking of, Salty just picked up 5 seconds there. Not ideal from Salty. Lapped cars unlapping themselves now. Bayron's 5 seconds for ignoring the yellow flags there. Yeah, the safety car, the field is so spread out that I don't actually think... Oh, Bayron's been DSQ'd. Why is that? I don't really have an answer for that, to be honest with you. What just happened to Veyron? Alright, so Donut has caught back up to the field. A lot of guys have, but the safety car should be going in this lap. It should be 2 laps of racing at least. I don't think it'll leave it to a 1-lap shootout. Yeah, if you're Andre, you want to catch up to this field. Try to eliminate any chance of losing out to the penalties ahead. Because remember, I've definitely seen a couple of the guys in the top 5 up there. This is looking good for a couple guys. I mean, so far, let's take a look at the position changes. That will give you guys some idea as well. Toneless is up 4 spots. Donut's up 1. JD's up 1. Pyden's down 1. Andre's up 3. Salty's up 6. Mers is down 6. Fausto's up 3. Beastman's down 2. And Logan's right where he started. Kidding's up 5, Exclusive's up 2, Richard's down 4, and Cuthbert is up 3. The remainder of those guys did not finish the race here tonight. Ooh, there's 5-second penalty colliding with Salty. Interesting. Salty does have a 5-second as well that we saw before, ignoring yellow flags under safety car. And by the way, the safety car is going in this lap, which means Jay Luciano is going to kick things back off here. And I don't think he's under any pressure. He's got a Racing Point and a Williams and a Ferrari separating him and Donut. Look at the gap already, 3.4. Maybe 4, it's going up so quick I can't even keep track. It's now up to 4.2 seconds. This is Jay's race. See how much of a gap he can pull out in just a couple of laps here. Ooh, Mercedes. It's sketchy for a second. That's a ghosted Renault. That must be Exclusive Auto. There's a lap down. Getting guts by Logan LaFleur there. Oh, an Exclusive Auto is completely around. He's sitting posted up against the wall here as the rest of the cars come through. And now he's going to turn the car around. It doesn't really matter too much. His race was over at that stage anyways, but don't love to see that. And Richard's got a 3-second penalty there. Oh, and Pyden's dropping down the order. Pyden's had a mistake coming into the chicane after the tunnel. Oh, and Pyden's race has just gone from frustrating to absolute chaos here at the end. Also, it's gotten by Mers, just barely edging out the Mercedes there. Mers is back up in the P8, he'll be pleased with that. Luciano's gap is already 10 seconds. Already 10 seconds. The safety car went in a lap and not even a half ago. He's built 10 seconds gap advantage. Now 11, and he's just pulling away at an unbelievable pace around here. He's really comfortable with Monaco, it appears. It has been all Jay Luciano's race. We'll give him a moment of FaceTime here. just for an appreciation of how much this man has done today. Just really making it look easy out there. And he's going to really appreciate this victory, I'd imagine. Really very few mistakes from him. He's on for the fastest lap here, as he already has that in store anyways. And it's now going to be up to the final 2 corners now. And the line for the winner here in Monaco. It is Jay Luciano in the Red Bull, crossing the line and taking the victory, and sets the fastest lap as well. Man, that was a full-blown qualifying lap. You can now see some drivers coming up to the line here. Toneless, JDR, and Donut all on the line. Oh, as the Haas gets a kick over steer on exit there. Up to the line to see what stands, and it's going to be a Donut Toneless podium. JD takes 4th, Andre 5th. Salty drops down to P8. Fausto's into P6, Pyden P7, Salty P8, Mers P9, Beastman P10, Logan P11, Kidding P12, Cuthbert P13, Richard P14, and who was that last one in P15 there? That was Exclusive Auto. Oof. What a race, what a Grand Prix. And I'm going to have to take a look myself. Game says Salty for driver of the day. I will have to decide that one as well. Take a look at the final results here and get our winner and potentially our driver of the day as well in for a quick interview. So there you have it, guys. Look at the fastest lap time by that. I mean, he beat most of the field's qualifying laps in the race. No max engine mode. No sending it. He knows if it ends, it ends. And he did have 3 seconds of penalties, so that's good that he pulled out the gap as well. But there you go. There's the final rundown. I'm going to go with Toneless for driver of the day here. Makes up P7 to P3 for Alpha. A really good comeback drive from him. I'm sure he's going to be pleased with that. Fausto is definitely a candidate, as well as Salty. But yeah, that's your final rundown order. Jay Luciano takes the win. Donut P2, Toneless P3, JDR P4, Andre P5, Fausto P6, Pyden P7, Salty P8, Mers P9, and Beastman rounding out the top 10 and the remainder of the points. Then Logan, Kidding Medusa, Cuthbert, Richard, Exclusive Auto, all finishing outside the top 10. And then QJ Luquier Veyron did not finish this race, unfortunately. That is going to do it for this one. But let's get Jay Luciano into the party here if we can. Good evening, Mr. Luciano. You know the drill, sir. Can we hear you, Jay? There he is. You know the drill, sir. I mean, man, what a drive today. They said you'd be quick. I didn't know that you'd be that quick. You had a full minute between you and P2 at one point. Just walk us through that one. Did you feel any pressure at all coming into this? Seemed like a pretty flawless drive from you. I'm sure you did. So after, I'd say, probably an unlucky performance at Baku, it must be nice to get on the board here at Monaco. A full 26 points in the bag for you. That's going to bring you up the order quite a bit. But we're also joined by the man who you are currently battling for the lead in the championship now. That's Mr. Toneless Death, who picks up driver of the day honors. Jay, thank you so much for coming in to interview, and well done on your performance today. Toneless, no, all good. Toneless, let's talk to you for a moment. I'm giving you driver of the day today for the P7 to P3. I know that was a big one for you. You got the win at Baku last week, and then obviously today made up 4 positions to get onto the podium. You must be pretty pleased with that. Well, I'll tell you what, sir. You lead the championship now with 40 points. Jay is going to be sitting at 26 after this one, and there will be some other drivers in the mix as well. But you are in the driver's seat for this one. Do you think the rest of the season is going to fare well for you? Absolutely, as I'm sure we all do. But anyways, Toneless, thank you for coming in to chat for a couple of minutes, and much appreciated. Yeah, well done today. All right, guys, that is going to do it on my end. Thank you so much for tuning in. Much appreciated, as always, for supporting me. I will be live again on this channel potentially tomorrow night for a stream of my own race. If not, I will see you back here next Wednesday, and we'll see you very, very soon.